Hey, so I want to talk a little bit about home inspections and give you 7 things that you can use to prepare yourself before your home inspection, whether that be before you list the house or after you have it under contract and the buyer is getting ready to come in and have their own home inspection done. So these are things that I hope will make this easier and make you better prepared when the home inspector comes out to take a look at your property. So let's jump right in. First and foremost, the easiest thing to do is clean and declutter your house. First impressions are obviously important, even with the home inspector, or maybe especially with a home inspector, but making sure your house looks clean and tidy and neat, and that is obviously it's easy to do, but that gives a good first impression. One big thing that we see a lot too is making sure the areas are clear and accessible. So the inspector is going to go inside and out. They're going to go top to bottom. They're going to look at all the components of the house. And we've had times where like attic access is blocked. There's a car in there for drop stairs, or can't get access to the crawl space. Some of the areas of the basement aren't available, so it stinks to have to have the inspector come back out to have to look at the property again if there's areas that aren't accessible. So it is pretty exhaustive as far as what the home inspectors are going to do, and obviously you want them to do a thorough job and see where things are at. So that is something that unfortunately we run into that a lot, and that's something that will help you as the homeowner, or even if you're the buyer, to make sure that you pass it on between agents to make sure that the seller does have everything available so that the inspector can do their job thoroughly. Another thing is to make sure that you have repairs made. So big and small, mostly the small stuff. You've got leaky faucets. One thing that crazy as it may sound, as we see all the time, is loose toilets and things like that. So there are maintenance items that need to be done. Get that kind of stuff taken care of, and it just makes the report look cleaner, and it's better off for everybody else in that regard. Another thing you're going to want to do is, because of course the inspector is going to look at all the systems of your home, so your HVAC, your furnace and air conditioner, your plumbing, your electrical, make sure outlets work, those things all are in good shape and that they are working, because all that stuff will be tested. They'll run the water, they'll check the outlets, that kind of stuff. So you definitely want to make sure that the systems and the components of your house are in good working order. Any kind of recent repairs that you've had, if you got any kind of documentation on those kinds of things, we have sometimes looking for the age of, say, the furnace or the air conditioner, appliances, those kinds of things. So if you know when those improvements were done, that certainly helps the home inspector, gives them a better idea of what's going on. And really, the more information they have, the better they can do their job. And then the last thing you want to look at is be available. If the home inspector, especially if you're doing that pre-listing, be there for the inspector to answer any of their questions. Be as prepared as possible to bring any information that might be relevant whatsoever to the inspector when you're doing a pre-listing pre-listing inspection. And also, as the buyer, you definitely want to be there. That's your time as a buyer. If you're buying a home and having the home inspection, you absolutely want to be there. You want to be available if they have questions with you. But of course, the big thing is going to be you asking the home inspector questions, and that's what they're there for. I usually tell my clients to get there about an hour or so after it started so they can kind of dig into the property. But so always a good idea to be there, to be available as a seller to answer questions and to ask questions as the buyer, so that you make sure you're getting your money's worth, and you know exactly what's going on with your house. It just makes it makes it better through the process to get things moving along quickly. So if there's any questions you have about this, we've gone through hundreds of home inspections in the past, and love to answer any questions you might have, point you in the right direction for a good inspector or whatever else it might be. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.